Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Get in the Garage.
We're the music podcast.
For music lovers, first new album we're reviewing this week is an album by Daniel Caesar. It's called Never Enough. It's his third studio album. It is produced by Daniel Caesar, birth name Ashton Simmons, with his brother Zachary Simmons, Sir Dylan, Sir Nolan, the band Bad Bad Not Good, among others. This album is 15 tracks, standard version, 15 tracks. I believe there's 3 or 4 bonus tracks. Standard version is also 55 minutes long. I had not listened to Daniel Caesar in like 5 years. I think I kind of listened to his last album for like 3 spins. But I liked his first album. So I'm new to the Daniel Caesar game after a couple years. I enjoyed this album and was pleasantly surprised. A little let down on a couple tracks, but overall liked it. What did you guys think?
This was a new artist for me. I was not on the tip, so I kind of came in here a little bit fresh. Like Jeff said, for me, it was like maybe like 7 minutes too long, but I liked
17. Yep.
Yeah, I liked the I kind of liked the flow of it and like the slinky like R&B psychedelic nature that the album had going on. That was cool to me. A lot of the songs were kind of opening up later to me, like on the third, fourth listens, and then I started to really fall in love with some of the tracks on here. But some cool stuff and a new artist, and I really like this. This was pretty pleasantly surprising.
Yeah, I listen a lot in the R&B scene. Something this reminded me a lot of was FKJ, Masego, a little bit of Frank Ocean-y vibe, maybe a watered down Frank Ocean, I would say. It just
Frank River.
Frank Chicago River. Yeah, somebody, I was talking to my coworker Patrick about this, my good friend, and we were talking a little bit about it, and he said it's like a budget Frank Ocean Drake style of an album.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a bit for what it's worth. I also thought it was a little bit too long. I listened to the entire bonus release, which included a feature from somebody I like, Bad Bad Not Good. I really like some of their songs, but overall it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like always in our reviews, I write down the song titles and then I put like my little like 2 or 3 thoughts about each song. And then I'll like bold songs I really liked. I'll put like a star next to ones that I think were the best. Looking back on this, I liked I bolded over 2/3 of these songs and I put stars next to like 6 tracks. Some of my favorite songs, I really like the song Always, which is a very 70s like Stevie Wonder style ballad, had that like classic like sitar lead guitar thing, some interesting key accents, a cool outro. It wasn't quite a bridge, but it was like one of those like interesting like tonal like chord shifts of like, oh, it's going somewhere interesting for the last 30 seconds. I think Daniel Caesar's voice overall is I admire the fact that he kind of like goes at it and he kind of like lets it be what it is. It's a little raw. It's a little like he leaves the natural character of his voice, the breaking, the falsetto can be strong or it can be like kind of breathy. But I think it's cool that he kind of just like lays it bare and sounds like he sounds. He puts some auto-tune and some pitch shifty things on some stuff, but he has like layers of harmonies on almost all these songs, which I love at times. By track like 13, I was like, I would love to hear a couple songs with like less harmonies stacked all over the place. But I think this had like some really cool flavor. And the fact that he was a producer or co-producer on, I think it was like 12 or 13 of the 15 tracks, you can tell that he like made this, a lot of songs had like a band sound, like distinct, a drum sound, a bass sound, keyboards and little things coming in and out, string arrangements. I think it was like very layered and very it wasn't all like one flavor of R&B. Well, it was kind of shapeshiftery.
Like you said too, I love that you're saying that because like Always to me sounded like one of those like 70s country soul songs, a little like, or maybe even like one of those 90s songs that could like cross over like pop to country, like a couple did in the 90s. And I really liked how for me that had like a Stevie Does like soul country feel, and I like that. I also, like you said, like songs had band feels to them. Do You Like Me had that like cool like melty guitar solo, like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Which reminded me of an album we reviewed a couple weeks ago, Unknown Mortal Orchestra. I feel like the production values and even like that psychedelic soul guitar solo on there had like a lot of flavor that record kind of was going for. So there was like a bit of like a crossover of like completely different genres of music in my kind of world there.
Yeah, and something like you're saying, I was trying to research like what the algorithm was doing with the album, and it is in that psychedelic R&B algorithm in Spotify, for example, of getting into some of the Unknown Mortal Orchestra and like FKJ on the R&B side and Masego. I did like that song. Do You Like Me? Jeff was.
I did
talking about,
not.
Yeah, we
It
were
was my
saying.
least favorite song.
Oh,
Yeah.
I liked it. I
Yeah.
thought it was cool. I liked
was-
the psychedelic guitar solo on it. I thought it was like a little bit like.
I
ooh.
heard too much of Bad Habit by Steve Lacy last year to want to hear a song that is like strummy over chorus guitar with like Thundercat elementary school level bass stuff. Not a bad song. Like, I don't think this album, to me, there's like maybe 2 corny songs. The rest I think are at least like decent to really good.
Yeah.
So,
Thrown
this
out
sounds
there-
a little played out though.
What's
That
your other
chorus
corny
guitar is
song?
just, my other corny song, the aptly corny titled song "Homosexual."
which I'm a fan of. I'm here for homosexual
Dolla
guys.
Sign.
Listen, when he's talking about like, I miss the way your titties bounce, like for the 4th time, I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it, man, I get it. And
Oh.
it's like one of the coolest instrumental of the whole
is, yeah.
album. But I'm like, I need to just block out this like, I miss having sex with you.
Oh my God,
lyrics.
can I
And
please-
Ty Dolla $ign coming in and being like,
Give it to us.
Ty Dolla $ign comes in grinding on the mic stand, like.
Let me just give you like these like ushery like
Yeah,
dirty
please.
lyrics.
A poetic reading.
Because this is how he sings it in
Luke's
falsetto.
lyric
But
corner, everybody.
because I know you like it nasty, can't get that shit past me. I'm grabbing your throat, but I really hope you're happy. Miss that booty clap.
Oh, that's a lot.
Wish you were home. When he goes,
He's like, I miss that booty clapping.
21.
miss that booty clapping. Wish you were home. For me, homosexual. Which Jeff, I was like, what?
Is the song is called Homosexual?
I was like, what in the fuck is the song even about? Is she gay? I don't know. Like, it's,
I don't know.
What is the song about? And he's like, I think it's like, like they're buddies. And I was like, they have sex. And I was like, I don't know what he's singing about, but anybody that falsetto sings "Miss That Booty Clappin'" in such a way, like, won me over. And at work all day, I was like, no, you were sick of my shit. So, I did like that song.
Yo, you know what I thought too? Looking at the track listing, I was like, I saw the titles and I saw the featured, and I was like, there's a song called Homosexual featuring Ty Dolla $ign. Is this about to be like a gay anthem duet? Which I'm down for, like, do your thing. Because I was like, I was fully prepared for them to be like
Yeah.
singing this like gay love duet.
And that's
it's
what I
not that.
thought too. I
Yeah.
I would have been more down for that.
I would have been
Definitely.
more down for that
Yeah.
too. But the confusing title and the like really nasty lyrics, the confusing nature of it still got me. I liked it. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I was singing this shit all day.
You know,
I could not
and-
get it out of my head.
And like now thinking about it, I appreciate the lyrics a little bit more since recently we spoke about the 100 Gex album.
Sure.
And that had absolutely just crazy lyrics.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I really enjoy it a little bit more now thinking about it. I probably, I listened to it with loudspeakers at my computer, so I was like, okay, yeah.
The follow up of that song too, the 1-2 punch, was my other least favorite song, Vince Van Gogh.
Oh my
I
God.
liked
Which
that
my
one,
notes
though.
just my
My
notes just
second favorite song on this fucking record.
my notes say another great instrumental track with kinda whack lyrics.
I loved the lyrics. Where he goes like, they can't Vincent Van Gogh me. They don't even know me. This shit got me laughing so hard. This is the nature of the record I liked, where it was
Yeah.
more playful
Yeah.
and open. And then in the middle of the song, he has what could only be described as a musical psilocybin trip, where he goes, "The psilocybin's kicking in,"
Yeah.
and the octave on his voice drops like 5 octaves, and he just starts telling you the sage wisdom of the sacred mushroom, which is "Ain't nobody love you but your mama," which is some true shit. And then he lays you back with some like another smooth verse, and then it goes back into it at the
Yeah.
end. This album does this a couple times actually. There's a couple songs on here where he
A song starts like that.
yeah.
Kind of like when the like I forget what song it
Is
was.
it Pain is Inevitable?
It was l- I
yes,
think it was
it's-
late.
It is Pain is Inevitable.
Because that's the one that
yeah.
has the string entry, right?
Or yeah, I think
and
so.
it kind of starts slow. I'm not sure.
It has strings. I don't think the strings are the very beginning. But
think
it
it is.
possibly has strings at the beginning.
I'm pretty sure it is
I
that
like-
song.
Pain is Inevitable has the second half. The second half, it does a whole beat switch, song
Yeah.
switch, and that's when it goes into like pitched up and down,
Yeah.
kind of like strummy guitar with like a choir of like singing super high and then like like low.
Yeah, gurgly.
But I like that song a lot. I liked the synth lead sound over the strings
Yeah,
in
I
this
like
in
that.
the middle
Oh,
of it.
That was my high
The
point.
first
Yeah.
song has the deep voice on it.
Oh, okay.
Ocho Rios.
Thank you
Ocho
for the.
Rios,
I
yeah.
was not sure how to pronounce that.
Si,
Um,
senor.
So that first song also has it, and it also
Yeah.
like coincides with whenever there's like kind of like talk of I think like substancy or altered state.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it like he uses it as like play on the album, which is arty and interesting. That's why I liked Vincent Van Gogh. I thought it was like the more arty thing on the record. Other than maybe like cool to me seemed pretty
Cool,
arty.
I liked.
That was alright.
With that muted piano, like they probably put a blanket near the hammers and the strings.
And he's doing
That's
the
cool.
trap style vocal lyric over it.
Oh yeah, I wrote very Frank Ocean because
Art-
it was like the da 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 da
yes.
da with like
Yeah.
4-part harmonies words.
And then I like the follow up to that too, which Disillusioned, which I thought the feature on that was my favorite feature
That
on the
dude's
record.
voice blows. I mean, I like Daniel Caesar does things, but Separate with Feet, Josiah Weiss's voice just blows him out of the water.
Yeah, where he's
like because
like-
he has a
does.
beautiful
Let's
voice,
go some. It pops so
and it just
good.
cuts like in a different way.
It does
Yeah.
cut, and that song really hit me. Such a great tune on this record, and that was like where it's like in the middle of the album, and I think like that's where I think the album for me really actually started to pick up from Cool on down. Is my like sweet spot on this
Oh,
record.
okay.
I think starting with Cool to Disillusioned all the way down is where I'm like, that's really where the record's at for me, and like that length for me is like the perfect length. But I like the other stuff on there too. But that was
Yeah.
my real sweet spot in there.
In the beginning, it kind of has you in this, like you said, like that weird trip, like going through it all, kind of emotion oceany vibe. That's where I felt
yeah,
like the beginning really
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
And
You're
then the
right.
ending, I was like, okay, it's like upbeat, I'm
More
happy,
sure
we're
of himself.
joking. Yeah, you're sure of yourself. You've come through this process. But yeah, I thought the production quality was really good overall as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to go over some ratings?
Yeah. I would say couple skippables for me, but even the skippables, I kind of like the instrumentals and I can tune out the lyric stuff. I want it to be a little higher, but I'm gonna say it's an 8. I'll say 8.5.
Okay.
I liked a lot more of it than I didn't like. I'll say 8.5. Late night 8.5 though. This is not. I listened to this again this afternoon and I'm like, this, especially the front half, which I liked the front half more. You cannot play that shit at noon when it's 75
no.
degrees out. You're just in this woozy like, I'm in my feelings. You're like, oh, okay. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say 8.5 because I thought it was very strong. It's
Yeah.
a little long. I'm saying 8 then. It's a little long. It's a little long.
it's an 8 from
It's an
Jeff.
8.
It's an 8.
I respect that.
Yeah.
He's closed the door.
Yeah.
It's an 8.
Yeah.
I can go next.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do have Daniel Caesar on some of my playlists where I have more R&B grooving style beats, and I kind of went into it thinking it'll be a little bit more like that and was pleasantly surprised by it. I also agree it could have been a few tracks shorter. I listened to the full bonus, which was like an hour and 5 minutes in total, I believe. But the overall 54-minute, like I said, a little bit shorter. I'll probably go on the side of 7.5 for this. I think it could have given me a little bit more. I'll likely listen to it a few more times, but I'll definitely pick and choose my tracks out of it.
I'm very strong on where Alex is on this. I was gonna go 7.8 because I kind of the songs even like I didn't really like love. They were still groovy to me and like weren't like bad. They just made the album a little longer than I wanted it to be. Everybody check out Homosexual. Tell me what you think about that shit in the comments section. Is it weird? What's it about? It's
Check out the song "Shot My Baby" too.
Oh
That's
my
a
god!
good too,
Talk about
yeah.
country.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about
weird
that.
yeah,
New
R&B thing.
I thought that was like a new aged Hey Joe, which
Sure,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
was cool, man,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
was like, oh, he's like doing like the Hendrix thing, but it's
Yeah.
like in the new style.
Yeah.
And that was cool because I thought that was like a blues like trope where you take like the
Yeah.
old lyric and make it new again.
That was in my top 3 or 4 songs.
Yeah, that song was dope too. Check that out. What'd you think about that tune? I kind of like this record. I was gonna give it 7-8. I'm gonna stay there. 7-8 for me. Homosexual. What do you got? That's where we're at.
That's it. So thank you for listening to that album review.